Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you 3 family recipes. These recipes are all, I think, from the family food shop haul that I shared with you on Thursday. I know a lot of you were saying that you wanted me to show the recipes that I showed in that food haul, so I really hope that you enjoy these 3, and if you give them a go, let me know what you think of them. As always, I'll show you the ingredients I'm using and then the method of how I'm making each recipe, and I'll also link all the quantities down below in my description box to feed a family of 4. So if you have less or if you have more, just adjust the quantities to suit, or you can have some leftovers in the fridge, I guess. With all that said, I'm just going to jump straight on into this video. Thank you as always for watching, and let's get cooking. Right, so this is going to become a pesto gnocchi dish. So I found this as a recipe in one of the Really magazines and it looked amazing, so I had to try it. So what I've got here is 200 mils of veggie stock. I've got some gnocchi. It did tell me to make my own, but couldn't be bothered. So this is a cheats version, so it makes this meal a 10-minute meal. I've got some asparagus tips. I've got some peas, garlic, parmesan cheese, lemon, avocado. This is an extra, it was just half of it was in my fridge, so I thought I'd use it up to make the sauce a little creamier. Then I've got some cavolo nero and and then I've just got my blitzer. So what I'm going to do to make this meal is I'm going to bring some water up to the boil, put a bit of salt in, and then add my gnocchi there. Let that cook through, and once it starts bobbing to the surface, I know it is done, so I'll drain that off. While that's cooking, I'll make up my pesto. So I'll just add in my veg stock, then I'll add in my cavolo nero. I'll also add in some of the lemon zest, and I'll squeeze the lemon into here, plus my half of an avocado and my garlic. I'll whiz that all together until it's a nice smooth sauce, and then I'll just set that to one side. In a pan, I will just fry off my asparagus tips, and I'll also pop my peas in there to fry off a little bit too. Once those have cooked a little bit, so still a little bit al dente, I'll add in my pesto sauce I've made, along with half the amount of my parmesan cheese, and then my gnocchi by this time will be cooked through, so I'll add that plus a little bit of the starchy water from the gnocchi into my pan as well. Mix everything together, and then it's ready to serve up. Serve it onto a plate, add a little bit more parmesan and salt and pepper to each dish, and then it's ready to enjoy. So for tonight's dinner, we are going to be having a chicken and leek pie, but what I'm going to add into that mix is this kale, petit pois and tender stem broccoli with wild garlic and lemon butter. So this is kind of like a side that you would just add to a meal, but I'm going to add this into my pie along with my leek. So I think it's going to just add a little bit of something to the pie to make it a little bit different. And then you've got all your veggies included as well. You can, of course, serve something on the side as well, but I'm not going to. So what I've got is that mix. I've got some creme fraiche. I've got these boneless chicken thighs. I could only find frozen ones when I went for a shop because everything else was sold out. So I thought that was quite good actually, because you can keep them in your freezer and just pull them out whenever you need them. I've got 300 mils of chicken stock, 1 leek, and a puff pastry sheet, and then I'll just use some milk to brush over the top of my pastry before I put it in the oven. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to get my chicken thighs and just cut them up into smaller pieces and just fry those off. Once those have browned, I will then add in my finely sliced leek, as well as all of those other veggies, the kale and the wild garlic and things like that. That will go into my pan too. Just cook those for a couple of minutes before adding in my chicken stock and my creme fraiche. I'll let everything just combine and bubble away for a little bit of time, and then it's ready to just start constructing your pie. So you pop all of your sort of chicken and veggie mix into the pie dish. Then you simply just lay the puff pastry over the top of it. You can make it fancy if you want to, but I tend to mess the fanciness up, so I just like to keep it as it is. And this will go into your oven for about 40 minutes on 180 degrees centigrade, or until your puff pastry is nicely browned and cooked through. Once the cooking time is up, then your meal is ready. This is such a simple meal. You can prep it in advance. You can keep it in the freezer once it's made so that you can just pop it into the oven whenever you need it. The only thing that does take the time with this is the cooking time, but otherwise the prep time is probably 10 minutes or under. so for tonight's dinner, we are going to be having some salmon and broccoli and potatoes. But these potatoes that I've got, I actually cooked them up earlier today and they're leftovers from a little salad that I made, but I knew I needed them for dinner tonight, so I just did extra. So what I've done, there's just new potatoes, I've like cut them up, and then once they have boiled, so they're nice and soft, I've just put on some garlic butter and some salt and pepper. And then what I have also done here, this is salmon fillets. I didn't have a big enough dish because I'm using them all. So I've got two smaller ones. So I've done exactly the same in both dishes here. I have cut up one shallot and I've put half in each dish. And then I've made a sauce with a combination of toasted sesame seed oil. I've got some soy sauce in there, a little bit of fish sauce. Obviously, I'll put all the quantities down below in my description box. And then I've also got some honey in here too. Oh, actually, sorry, hold on. I actually put some of this in there as well. This is ground ginger, so you can put fresh ginger in if you'd prefer. But I just used this because my ginger is in the freezer. Then I just mixed it all together, and then I put my salmon fillets in here, flesh side down, so the skin can get nice and crispy. And then I've been marinating these for about 10 minutes so far in here. So, and then obviously I've got some broccoli here. It's tender stem broccoli that I've just sliced in half. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the salmon into my oven on 180 degrees centigrade for about 15 minutes. While that's cooking through, because my potatoes are already cooked, all I need to do is fry off my broccoli. So I'll literally just put this in the frying pan with some butter and salt and pepper, and then I'm just gonna fry it off until they get a little bit softer. I do like them a bit al dente, so I don't like to cook them through too much. Right, I just wanted to quickly jump in because I decided to change my mind with these potatoes. So what I did is I put them on this baking paper, and then I just crushed them a bit, and then I've put loads and loads of Parmesan cheese on top, pop them into the oven, and this is what they're looking like. They look absolutely incredible. Just got the salmon out, nice and crispy skin here, and then also broccoli is ready. Let's plate up. It is such a simple meal. If you wanted to swap out the potatoes, you could add some rice here instead with this meal. But yeah, it's one of our favorites. It's super light and refreshing. And then you also want to use all of that sauce from the marinade and pour that over your meal too. So those are the 3 recipes I wanted to share with you today. I really hope you enjoyed them. Like I said, let me know if you give them a try at home and what you think of them. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye.